So in golf, it's pretty much widely recognized that the club face is king. The club face is responsible for 75% of the initial direction the golf ball flies. So by that evidence and by that science, club face is king. So understanding and changing and correcting the club face should be one of the most important things you do in your golf practice and your golf technique. Today I'm going to share with you a few ways of altering your club face, whether you need to make it more open to get it square, more closed to get it square, and also talk through where we really want the club face to be in delivery and through to impact. Keep watching to see these little secrets about the club face. So most average golfers would tend to have the club face in what I would class as too open a position in the downswing and too open a position at contact, or a club face that's really rapidly trying to close but from a very open position, and then it all depends on the timing of where the club face is at the point of collision. What we want to see with a lot of golfers is this club face, as we get down to this delivery position, the kind of shaft last parallel or even just above that, we want to see the club face ever so slightly toe down and kind of more or less near parallel to your spine with the leading edge of the club, just there. And as we go through the golf ball then, it would continue to rotate, but obviously the amount of closure or the rate of closure wouldn't be as excessive if the face was like this. So then we can work through the golf ball, rotate our body, handle, drag a little bit forward, then release the golf club and continue to rotate it through to impact. As I said, what we see with a lot of average golfers or high handicap golfers is the face wide open here and then the rapidly closing through here. Very little shaft lean or pressure on the golf ball, and they get a lot of high launching, high trajectory shots that don't go very far. You know, the launch angle for a 7-9 with tall players is generally under 17 degrees. What we see with a lot of guys that walk into my teaching studio that are high handicap will be about 20 to 23 degrees. And then good players are all around about that 16 to 18 window. So we definitely want to see you kind of, let's say, de-loft that golf club the correct way through impact by having that shaft forward and having the club face in a very good position. One of the things you can use for a bit of awareness is I've taped a little teaching aid here onto a shaft of a club. Now this is just a pure visual. You can use a T taped to the club if you don't want to manufacture something like this. This is just purely part of another teaching aid that I've used. It can be any object you like. A little close-up of what it is. It's just basically a bit of plastic with a golf ball on the end. So the idea is now basically in the downswing, if I get that club face into a stronger position, that ball points to the ground. If that club face was in a weaker position, that ball points to the sky. And if it was pretty horizontal, it'd be kind of old-fashioned square, but slightly open for me in modern terms. So I want it towards the ground. And I want it basically lagging behind the hands through the sitting zone. And then I want it rotating and pointing left of the target as we go through the ball, but getting more horizontal. Obviously in this through swing, if it gets pointing down, that club face is closing quite a lot. Now for the slicers of this world, that might well be a good fit and a good look short term. That would be pretty square. So we're looking for that leading edge to be at an angle that would be kind of parallel to the swing circle on that tilted axis. Now that might sound very complicated. It's a tilted circle, not circus. And we want the club to be parallel to that as we go through. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're the kind of guy that's hooking the golf ball, we would certainly want to feel that this ball is pointing more up to the sky as we go through to encourage the club face to change that way. What I'd get you to do is, if you're using this object, is you'd make some swings where you'd set up to the golf ball normally, swing it down, feel that ball point towards the ground, and rehearse that a lot. You might even hit a shot, just pumping it away from there. And you can monitor where the golf ball goes. So that one was well struck, but it went a tiny bit left. So obviously through the golf ball, again, I didn't have enough of that shaft lean to quite match up to that club face position in that case. But that would be a way of practicing to get the club face into a stronger position. If you need it to be weaker, which is very rare, you can also do the same thing for that. Once you've hit shots doing that exercise with that device, you can then go ahead and hit some normal shots. I'd recommend the ratio of 2 to 1, 2 with the device to 1 normal for a period of about 50 balls and see how the results follow from there. The second thing I want you to use to give you some awareness of club face is an impact bag. Now, what we're going to do with the impact bag is put it down after the golf ball. So I've got it here in a position where it would be, I don't know, 20 or 30 inches from my lead foot, quite a distance. Now the idea here is we're going to look at where the club face is in that position post impact. So if we imagine if the club face was closed, the toe would hit the bag first. If the club face was open, the heel would hit the bag first. And if we're looking for something that would be pretty square, it'd be at an angle in between the two. So if we wanted to close the club face more, we'd be trying to get the toe of the club into the bag like so. And if we wanted to open the face, we're trying to get the heel into the bag and then get it to go up the bag, like wiping the wall, which I've talked about before in some of my videos. So for general speaking, good players would probably want the heel to hit the bag more and wipe the wall. Your average golfers who slice the ball particularly would want to feel that the toe of the club hits that bag. So again, the sequence would be get the toe of the club to hit the bag, move the bag just slightly to the side, then you're going to go and hit the golf ball and try and get the toe of the club to hit the bag in terms of the same feelings. Definitely got that feel there, and the ball went a little left because of that, so I definitely closed that face down a little too much, but a very strong shot. So there we go, club face is king, responsible for the start direction of the ball. The path is responsible for the other 25% of the start direction, but club face is king. Contact obviously can override that, so if you don't hit it in the center of the face, that can affect everything. But making sure we're getting the club face to work in the way that feeds your game to make you hit straighter, better golf shots is 100% key for you to do. So if you need to close the club face more, you have the information here to do that. If you need the club face to open a bit more, again, you have that information too. And you can, if you feel you're pretty square but you're a bit inconsistent, work in between the two to find the middle ground. So as a skill acquisition, you could start to try and feel you hit some where you try and open that face, some where you try and close that face, and you try to reduce the amount in which you do so to find that middle ground. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please click like and share the video. Also, if you haven't followed already, please hit my logo down below and follow or subscribe and hit the notifications button also. It's all for free and it makes sure then you get notified every time I release a video. Thank you for joining me here today at the Forest of Arden. Hope to see you back here real soon.